Hey guys, welcome to my channel. First of all, so sorry I didn't get a video out last week. I just didn't have anything prepared. I'm trying to get some stuff done and some videos ready so that doesn't happen again. Today I wanted to share 3 techniques that I have learned on how to make faux leather out of paper. So the first one is the brown paper bag, like this. So you would just take it like this. I like to use just water with glycerin, and you just spray it down and then sprinkle it up like this, and then you take whatever paint you want and paint it. I have this is actually antiquing wax. I like to use this, and I got this from Tuesday Morning. And then you can use shoe polish, acrylic paints of different colors. Most of these are all browns. Most of the time I like to keep mine brown. Here's some that I've done. This is what they look like. This is the first one that I did. Like, these are good for like journals, like if you want it to be like this, really pliable and soft, like a soft cover. Good to use this, and of course you can always glue it on to something and make it a little harder. And this is another piece I did. This one I actually used lotion, or no, sorry, conditioner. I prefer the water and glycerin because it makes it a little softer. Like this one feels more soft. This one I use the water and glycerin. Okay, so I wanted to show you real quick how to do the paper bag one. This is in my video for the recipe book. I can show you real quick here how to do it. So you just get your piece of paper bag. So this is just a thin strip I'm doing for a project I'm working on. So this one I've already wrinkled up a little bit, and then this one is a little more wrinkled. Like I said, you spray it with your water and glycerin. This is what I recommend. It just, to me, makes it more pliable and more soft. You can use conditioner, but I really recommend this. It's totally up to you though. So you just keep wrinkling it up like this until you get it as wrinkled as you want. Again, I'm using the antiquing wax and my Mod Podge vintage photo mixture. And you can use whatever you want, whatever color you want. Make it look like leather. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up real quick, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like when it's all done and painted. It's still wet. Let me show you one that I did yesterday. I did these yesterday, again for a project that I'm working on. So that's what it looks like when it's done, and then this is what it looks like when it's dry, and it also has the Mod Podge on it. Sometimes I like to add some more of the water, or glycerin and water. It helps like spread out the paint more, or whatever you're using. And on that one I did, that one I just showed you, I did do the vintage photo as well. The vintage photo with the Mod Podge just kind of helps give it a little bit of a sheen, even though I'm going to be using Mod Podge anyway to cover it. I just like to go in with a few little flashes here and there, finish it off. Plus it has a little bit of a lighter brown to it, so it kind of helps make it look a little different, so it's not so dark. And if you're wondering what the plastic is underneath, I use stereo box liners. I think a lot of people do that. Another technique is to use paper like this. It's like a craft packing paper, or like parchment paper. You would just take it and pretty much do the same thing that you do with the brown paper bag, except that you don't have to use the glycerin and water. You can just crinkle it up, and then you just paint it with whatever paint you want, just like before. That one, of course, would be better to glue on to something hard, like a piece of cardstock, like these ones I did here. This was supposed to be a journal cover, but you would just take the paper and glue it onto the cardstock, or you can do it on like an old book or something and make it like that. I'm actually thinking about doing that on this notebook that I have that my son gave me. Let me show you. This is a notebook that I got from my son. His teacher gave it to him when he graduated, and he didn't want it, so I took it. But I don't really like the cover, so I was thinking of doing something like that. Either this technique with parchment paper, and then the next technique I'm going to show you, there is the tissue paper technique. I have some tissue paper here that I got from Tuesday morning. So unfortunately I don't have anything to show you that, but you would take something like a piece of cardstock like this, or like I said, you can use an old book, whatever you want, but you would take a piece of cardstock like this and then just take the tissue paper and tear it up into pieces, and then you would glue it onto the cardstock or book cover, and then paint over it with, as I said, whatever color you want, and then you would have a book cover. Okay, so here's just a few pieces to just show you what I'm talking about. You just paint a little bit of Mod Podge. I'm gonna end up making a mess because I didn't put down a piece of liner, and then you would just put the paper on there like that. You want to leave little pieces sticking up too, so that it gives it more of a leather look. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you would just do that, and then you would let it dry and then paint it with whatever colors or whatever you want to paint it with to make it look like leather, and then top it with Mod Podge or something to seal it, and you would be done. Yeah, so to do any of these, really, like I said, you would use the brown paper bag for this one. I think on this one I used this. This is a mixture of Mod Podge and Distress ink. Like, this is the spray, but I have the re-inker. You just mix it together and shake it, and then you can use it. That way you're not using so much of your ink on your re-inkers because those are expensive. And then once it dries, you would take some kind of like Mod Podge or something, and I prefer the matte one because it's not as sticky. It's like these ones here aren't sticky. I tried to use the satin finish one time and it left it really sticky, so I don't recommend that. This one still has a little bit of a sheen even though it is matte, so I like that. I don't like it too shiny. And of course you can always use your like Distress ink pads, and you could just go over it. Like if you don't want it to be like fully colored like this and you want it more like this, and then you just go over it with your ink pad, and it would just kind of give it like a little rolling hills look and still look like leather, but I like it to be darker, but that's just me. And the same thing with this one, the craft paper, this stuff. I got this from Walmart in the painting section. This is actually painter's, I don't even know what you call it. It's not parchment paper, but the stuff that you put down when you're painting. I use it for a lot of stuff. I've had this roll for a while, and I haven't used that much of it. So it'll probably last me forever. But yeah, you can use whatever type. Like I said, you can use shoe polish. Just make sure you use it in a well-ventilated area because the stuff has a very strong smell. Anything like this, paint. I wanted to add another technique that I saw that I forgot about. So it's pretty much the same techniques, but just using a policy envelope like this. So you would just paint. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do one because I haven't done one of these yet. I'm going to use my Mod Podge. I think I'm going to try to use this one first and see how it looks with this. I can't believe I forgot about this technique. I mean, like I said, it's pretty much the same technique. It's just using a different item. But yeah, you just paint it just like you do. Ooh, wow, that's gonna be brown. I only have one glove because the other one ripped yesterday and I don't have any more. I'm trying to keep the strokes in the same direction. Okay, well this is going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it up and then I'll come back. Okay, there we go. I think it looks pretty cool. I did put a little bit of the vintage photo on there too. Can't really tell, but, but yeah, I mean it's still wet, so I'll see what it looks like when it dries. I just wanted to show you another technique and another item that you can use for your junk journals and covers. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was helpful. Hope you learned something, different ways to make faux leather. And of course this one you wouldn't wrinkle it up. Like you see, I didn't, like the rest of them I wrinkled them up and crinkled them and everything. This one you wouldn't do that. It's more like a smooth leather. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that real quick, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.